In the back of the book segment tonight, cybersex. It is estimated that 10 million Americans have participated in some kind of sex stuff on the internet. And no surprise, there's now a new book called The Joys of Cybersex. Joining us now from San Francisco is the book's author, Deb Levine. Now, I have to confess, Miss Levine, I have never partaken in cybersex, so you're going to have to tell me what that is.
Okay, well, basically, it's very simple. It's two people making love to each other just with words.
Ah, sweet nothings on the internet?
Exactly, exactly. Everything, it can be very light and easy. It could also be very sexy and racy, depending upon the two people who are talking.
All right, so no, why would anybody do that? I mean, isn't it more fun to go out and find a partner and kind of have human contact?
Of course, and cybersex is not a substitute for human contact. I need to say that right off the bat. The computer's basically, it's a tool or a sex toy, if you want to, say it in that way, just to add something, to add a little bit to what you're doing in your real life.
All right, so you can meet people, you don't really know who they are, right? Usually this stuff is anonymous, is that what it is?
Well, it's interesting because you can make a decision. I mean, some people are out there on the internet looking for a relationship, and other people are out there just looking to sort of explore their sexuality and have some fun and have safer sex.
Yeah, I guess it is safer sex because you're just sitting there in your living room or wherever. But isn't it, I don't know what word I'm looking for, isn't it cheap? Some kind of tawdry? I mean, I'm not making a moral judgment here, but I'm not seeing a lot of human affection in this. It seems to me to be cold, calculated. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and I think that's sort of a common misperception about what cybersex is. And to me, cybersex is all of the positive sexuality information that you can find on the internet. And it can be anything from talking to a sex therapist, to finding support to help overcome shyness, to going to an online dating service, to exploring your sexual fantasies and desires.
All right, so they have little chat rooms where you can go into and you can find another person. You don't even know if this person's a man or a woman. They might say they're a man or a woman. You don't know. It's kind of spooky, isn't it? Spooky when you go into those anonymous things?
I don't think it's spooky at all.
No, well, what if you're picturing a Dolores and you're getting a Lenny?
Well, here's two things, Bill, I have to tell you. The first is you can tell the difference between men and women online.
How?
And no matter what name they're using, the language is very different. Men's language is much more sexualized online. Women's is softer. Again, I'm talking generally.
But don't the charlatans figure that out and then they kind of masquerade? I don't know.
No, I don't think anybody's taking all that much energy. It's a lot of quick hit or miss kinds of things.
Have you yourself gone into these sex lines there, Deb?
Of course. I've been answering people's sex and relationships questions on the internet for about 6 years now.
Okay.
And first,
but I mean personally, not as a journalist or as an author. I mean you yourself just for fun.
I have gone in before I wrote the book. I've done everything that I've written in the book.
Okay, now, when you go in and you talk to some guy, all right, about some sexual fantasy deal, aren't you afraid that this person is going to take what you say in some way and use that or find out who you are or something like that?
Well, I definitely recommend to people not to go in with their business email account.
Yes.
I have one account that's deblevine@hotmail.com. I do not use that when I'm going out to play and explore and fantasize.
So you use a deal where they can't trace you back?
Sure. I mean, one thing that I do suggest to people is that they go out there and you can create all of these free email accounts, create an account, go into the chat room, and when you're done, you can cancel the account, and then you don't have to worry about it.
All right. Now, as a woman, what did you get out of these little, did you like guys talking dirty to you on the internet? Was that fun?
I think what's most interesting about cybersex is being able to push one level beyond what you're comfortable doing in your real life. So let's say you're with a partner and you've been in a long-term relationship, and things have gotten kind of routine and boring. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And you know that your partner would like you to do something else, or there's something else you've heard about, but you don't really know what to do or how to do it, you can go online, and it's a place to make mistakes. It's a place to experiment. It's a place to play.
So some guy tells you, Deb Levine, what to do, you know, how to do it. You say, well, how do you do it? But you could get that in, you know, one of these books, you know, by these, you know how these books are. There's a million books. You go and they'll tell you how to do anything. You want to go on a trapeze, you get the trapeze book.
You know what's interesting, though? People are very shy or embarrassed about buying sex books in the bookstores. I have to tell you, when I go into the bookstores and I ask for the Joy of Cybersex, I usually have men trailing me behind me till I go to the aisles.
I want to see the babe who's getting the cybersex book.
Exactly.
But I don't know whether that's what you want, Deb. Do you want these guys trailing you, you know?
No, you know, that's what I'm saying, that in real life it can be very embarrassing to go and get a sex manual, or to even talk to your friends and say, you know, my boyfriend does this, my girlfriend does that, my wife does this, my husband does that, and I'm not really comfortable. And so you're able to go online and you can talk anonymously to someone and say, you know, my husband wants to do this every night, and is that normal?
I got
and
you.
people can answer you, and then you don't have to worry about being shamed or embarrassed about it.
The joys of cybersex. Deb Levine, thanks very much for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, thanks.
And next we'll wrap things up, the most ridiculous item of the day and some of your mail.